All right, you guys, I am back, and for today's video, we're going to take a little field trip to Precision Stone Design in Chicago, Illinois. Now, they were featured on an episode of HGTV's Celebrity IOU with the Property Brothers and Melissa McCarthy. So let's get started. All right, so like so many people out there, I love an all-white kitchen, and I'm a huge fan of the marble countertop. However, doing any type of kitchen renovations or makeovers can get really expensive very quickly. So I find it's best to do everything in stages. So right now I'm in phase one of my kitchen makeover. I'm tackling my paint, my faucet, and my hardware. So while I'm almost done with phase one, I need to start planning and preparing for phase two, where I conquer the countertops. Now, as much as I love marble, I don't think it's going to be practical as a surface in my home, so I am searching for a really great marble alternative. So when it comes to marble alternatives, most people turn to quartz because quartz is a man-made product. It is a solid surface, it's low maintenance, and because it's man-made, they can kind of recreate certain looks and patterns. So for example, they have a lot of Carrera prints, and they also have a lot of Calcutta prints that are becoming increasingly popular. So while I was doing my research on marble alternatives, I came across porcelain countertops. Now, I had never heard of porcelain being used on the countertop aside from like porcelain tile. And so I guess a lot has changed since the last time I did countertops in my kitchen. It's not as common in the area where I live, so we're going to go over to Precision Stone Design in Chicago, Illinois, and check out what they have to offer. Okay, so I finally made it here. I'm at Precision. I'm in the back, and they have a lot of remnant slabs. So I'm going to just take a quick peek at some of the slabs they have before I go inside. Now, remnant slabs are a really great place to save money, especially if you have a small project. So what it is that when they finish doing a project, whatever portion of the slab is left over, because they're cutting out odd shapes and stuff, they usually discount those pieces. And so sometimes you can find like a really high-end piece for almost like half off. So it's an awesome place to check before you spend money, especially for a small project. But now what I really came to see is the porcelain slab, and this is absolutely gorgeous. Now with the porcelain, they can make a particular pattern on it, and so here there are two identical slabs that are sitting next to each other, so it has a mirrored effect, and it's really cool. I like the fact that they have like some dark veining and then also some mid-range veining, so it looks a little bit more natural in my opinion than the quartz versions of a Calcutta marble. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I like the way it looks, so I'm going to continue to do more research. All right, so let's see what else they have. And I'm trying to avoid people, but apparently this is a very popular place to go. All right, looks like they have a lot of white slabs, and this one is interesting. Oh, this one is a quartzite. Now, I'm not familiar with quartzite. I need to do more research, but it looks like it's appropriately priced, about $80 a square foot. That one's all right, not really what I'm looking for though. See what we have over here. This one looks like a granite. Okay, this is $89 a square foot. This is like a white granite. It's really pretty. It's got some blue undertones and it's got some nice striations, but it doesn't have a marble look, but it is very pretty. Now this is a quartzite, another quartzite. $200 a square foot. Are you kidding me? This is pretty though. It's semi-translucent. It's got a high polish on it. It's just a beautiful color. That's a nice stone, but I cannot afford $200 a square foot. I'll tell you that. Now this is more up my alley. This is another Calcutta quartz. It's $80 a square foot. It doesn't look like real marble, but the veining isn't too, I guess the veining isn't too aggressive. So it's one that I think you could really enjoy. So I think this one for me is a strong consideration because the veining isn't too busy. And when they do the veining in a quartz, it doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like, to me, it doesn't look like a marble. Like I can immediately tell. So I want something like that one. Let's see this over here. Okay, they got the sinks. Okay, we got another white granite. Now this is a pretty white granite. I like that one. Okay, so they have a river blue. That one's a very affordable piece. Okay, more quartzite. This is nice. But $100 a square. Okay, it's still too expensive for me. I guess quartzite is pretty high end. I had to do more research about that one. Okay, I like this white fantasy, but it's got too much movement for me, but it is very pretty. I love the coloration. This is really pretty. Okay, so now this is Golden Gates quartz. This one looks more like it's supposed to have a Carrera effect. It has like a very diffused pattern, but again, to me, this doesn't really remind me of marble so much, but it's not bad. It's a consideration if you want something mild. Now this titanium granite, oh, this one is bold. Okay. It's nice. It's well priced. That's a bold piece right there. And so is this one. Now, I used to see a lot of things like this in $1 million homes. I would see a lot of really busy granites with a lot of striations. I think that's just, it's not, if the marble or the granite is very busy and has a lot of movement, it's a little bit difficult to resell because some people want something a little bit more muted. And if I saw this in a house, I would probably want to change it. So. But I mean, if it's your forever home, by all means, get what you want. But if you're thinking resale value, sometimes you got to stay on the mild side. Now, this is okay. I just don't care for the quartz that's supposed to look like the Carrera. I don't know. Okay, so we've got another quartzite. Now, this is an affordable quartzite. This particular one is pretty busy, though. It's definitely, but it's really nice. I could see that in $1 million home, though. I really could. Okay, another granite. So this one is just, it's very pretty. I like the colors. It's just got a lot of movement. Ooh, soapstone. Now, soapstone, I am not really crazy about, but this one's nice. It's a little bit dirty. I mean, obviously, this is a slab yard, so, but soapstone is nice. Not necessarily what I'm looking for, but it's nice. And now we've got another white granite. That's a nice little white granite with a lot of gray. Okay, that looks like we're getting close to the fabrication area. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. I love the black and white one. If black and white was my like permanent color palette, I could definitely consider a piece like this one. Now over here, this one looks a little bit more like a recycled glass, but I like this one over here. That's nice. All right, you guys, I am back outside. There are so many people in there and it's getting very difficult to film and social distance. So I'm just going to walk outside and I'm going to summarize a couple things that I found out during this trip that might be beneficial for anybody who's looking to change out their countertops anytime soon. The first thing is porcelain is a great material option. They have a lot of possibilities in terms of getting a nice print on your stone. So it is a wonderful consideration. However, the biggest issue with porcelain is finding a person who's skilled at fabricating, because the fabrication of porcelain is not like granite and it's a lot more difficult. So you'll definitely have to find a specialist. And I don't even know if there's a specialist in my local area. Because I am not in the greater Chicago area. It was quite a bit of a drive for me to get out here. So being that I like the stone, I'm going to do a little bit more research about it and see if it's the right option for me. Now, on the other end, the other thing I learned is that with the pandemic going on, the supply chain just isn't quite the same. And so the lead time that it might take, depending on the material that you choose and where you're getting your material sourced from, can take, anytime from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, just depending on your circumstances. So in my case, I wanted to take a couple of months to save up to get the money to actually do the work. But when I'm about halfway through saving, I probably want to go back in and kind of get an idea of how much lead time there is, so that, for example, what it should take me 12 months to save up and get done, it doesn't turn into 18 months just because of the supply chain issues that we're currently facing. So if anybody's interested in doing their countertops, don't wait till the last minute to start your research. Definitely find out what the lead time is before you get started. All right, so I want to share with you guys a little bit about why I'm thinking about phase 2 of my kitchen so soon. I know it's probably going to take me a year to save up the money to change the countertops, but I really wanted to have my design plan together really early, simply because of my gas range. So right here in the center of my island, I have a Decor gas range, and I know Decor is one of those luxury appliance lines, but I'm having so many issues with my range that I'm afraid that it's going to die before I finish saving the money to do the rest of the kitchen. So kind of my backup plan is I want to have all of my materials chosen, and so that if my range dies before I'm ready to do the rest of the kitchen work, I can go ahead and just do the island and then come back a few months later and finish the rest of the kitchen. So that's kind of worst case scenario for me. So next week I am going to show you guys some of the new things that have come in for the house, and I'm also going to show you guys the ranges that I'm considering in case my decor goes out early. So I'm glad you joined me for today's video. If you like today's video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.